to Psychic Talk. Oh my God, I'm so excited today. We got the effing legend.
One and only legend.
Hey, Tammy's in the house. We got the Moldavite Legend Tammy. Look at her background.
Oh yeah. And we got these guys joining in on us. So we're gonna have a lot of fun and talk today.
Who wears that big and like two of them?
Yeah, I usually stuff it in my bra so no one sees it.
This is such a treat because Tammy is a great teacher and a YouTube star. I'll let you introduce yourself. Who are you? The legend.
All right. I am Tammy Do. My entire journey started with Moldavite. And it's one powerful stone. That's how my business blossomed, learning about energy and now like getting in sync with Rinny, someone that's very in tune, psychic, it just like amplifies and confirms everything I thought I heard and tuned in, but now it just like confirms it because both of us are picking up the same thing. So this is where it's gonna get very powerful. Anybody tuning in, if you're sinking into this frequency of Moldavite, you're gonna have a transformation or like an awakening that's coming towards you.
A fast one.
I'm excited.
I love that you're just lean into your passion and your calling and you just start. All the videos, it's in your YouTube channel and you just talk about your experiences and guiding a lot of people going through having Moldavite and what it's like. So I want to know what's the normal Tammy was like before all of this.
Oh man, normal Tammy. I was like, so before all this, I was a financial advisor, 7 years, very tense, stuck in my ways, right? Everything's calculation. Tammy before was just very analytical. I have to think it through. And then if it's too overwhelming, like I just stay separate or I shut down for a while. Learning all this energy work, I'm a lot more just being myself, more self-expressive into a way where like what I love working with Moldavite so much is because it pushes all my uncomfortableness out. And I feel more energy flowing through my body. And it's been a magical journey. And I'm so happy that you started working with Moldavite too, because it just extra confirmation.
We're all going through that journey when we first encounter or spiritual journey or any types of awakening or healing journeys. And then the very common thing is like you feel really alone. Having those teachers really support you really helps. Now, with your journey, you have some pretty dramatic experience.
Oh my God.
About that a little bit. Give me a short version because there's so many questions I want to ask you.
Yeah, so typically when people start out with Moldavite, for my recommendation now, like people just first starting out, because they're a little piece. My very first Moldavite started with 5 grams. It had me leave my career, right? It had me leave my career as a financial advisor because at that point I was like just very stuck. I couldn't see beyond what was out there because if it meant leaving my career, like what am I going to do? Like either I'm overqualified for another job out of my field, or I'm just like underpaid. So there wasn't really a middle ground to that. Leaving a 7-year career into making handmade jewelry, I did not see that for myself. But because Moldavite has such a way, it pulls you to your higher version of you. Within a few months, I left my career from 5 grams to 200 grams. That's when the car accident happened.
Wow. 5 to 200.
Yeah, my very first inventory.
I mean, are you riding a spaceship at that point?
That was the thing. And the thing is like when you work with Moldavite, the energy is so powerful that if something is not in alignment, it's not in my same vibration, it's gonna vibrate out.
So you took on leaving your job and then end up having all these jobs just not a fit. And then what happened?
Well, first, the scary part was like, it was a lot for people in my family to process too. Like my friends like, oh, what are you doing now? Like to the point where they thought I lost my mind. Like, what are you doing selling crystals? And I remember going to a rock shop, got another Moldavite retail full price, spending 3 hours making into a bracelet, and then selling it for like a $10 to $20 difference. Well, I was so happy because I saw what this stone can do. I see there's a lot of people say, oh, this is stone of bad luck when you first start working out with it. For now, looking back at my old self, I would just say like, it's okay. It's all in alignment. We got to get out of our comfort zone and let go of a lot of the blockages too.
That's the beauty of Modavites that people don't see. And I actually make a short videos, like a little 3 minutes video about it. It's like looking at the positive side for Modavites. We have this perceived notion of it's like breaking my world down and I'm like devastated. But the beauty is what comes after is the rainbow comes after the it's that same effect of you go through the storm, you go through the lightning and the thunder, and then you get the rainbow. And we don't even see that while you're in it. It feels awful. Can be. But
it's terrifying. Oh my gosh. Like when you start opening up your body working with crystals, you can pick up other people's energy.
Being able to work with this from 5 gram to 200, how did that shift your life? Like, what's the perks? Like, what's the fun part about it?
Well, at the time, I was like, yeah, my family just couldn't understand it. The very first hit I got, bring it to Vietnam, to this one tomb, this very holy father's tomb in Vietnam. I wasn't even sure I was going to Vietnam. All of a sudden, my parents say, hey, they're going to go to Vietnam to visit my grandparents, and then this tomb that my dad goes like every other year or so. At the time, I didn't know, but I just knew I needed to bring this stone back there. And plus, also like Houston energy is like very dense. In a way, I feel like it was quicksand for me. And when I was talking to my shaman too, she's like, Tammy, like your spirit guides are pulling you to leave. There's an evolution that you need to go through for your growth. There's gonna be a wake-up call, and that car accident was a wake-up call. 2 weeks later, I was meant to go to Vietnam with my parents. I was only gonna stay for 2 weeks. Ended up staying 7 months.
Wow.
And I think the Moldavite had something to do with it.
You're definitely losing your mind.
I didn't know how to create a crystal business in Vietnam and teaching little seminars.
Amazing. Tammy specialized in Moldavite. Anything about Moldavite, this girl knows it. I love that you document your journey almost every day, consistently bringing that to people. And as we were talking about, like being a teacher, you know, really being that support for others. I love that, like you did an amazing job in that.
Thank you. And before, when I first started, I did have this energy like, oh my God, I need to tell everybody about this entire, like what the stone is doing. Like I want to teach. I flow the best when I just share about my life and not care about what other people think. I'm not here to save anybody. Like this is my own journey, and you can see during my ups and you can see during my downs and my emotion, it just shifts so fast. But I feel like that's what people are seeking when they're going with Moldavite. There's going to be so many emotional roller coasters. Like, how do you deal with this? Right? How do you sit with it?
What's the best tip you will give yourself for someone who started out with Moldavite and like just don't know what to do? And I got this piece of rock that I just encountered and I pay for it and now it's in my pocket.
Be aware that you're gonna face a lot of things that are uncomfortable, things that you're not willing to sit with, you're not willing to face. During this alchemical process, this growth evolution of us, this extraction of impurities. And that's when you gotta be okay with detaching and letting go. Right? Moldavite's energies from space, your higher self is trying to pull you up there to ascend. But now it's just like merging all three aspects of you to get there. Mind, body, and soul.
It's really connecting you to all of those dimensions and different self.
So there's a lot of letting go and letting like what self-worth comes out and like what I'm capable of, and just surrendering to it to make the journey a little bit easier.
It's also bringing you a lot of awareness around all of it. You start noticing things, and that's the thing with this journey. It's all about noticing things that you don't even know that is in your energy field. When it brings out all the things that has been holding you back for doing what you want to do, there's times that you're not even aware that you're doing it. So I'm really hearing that from you as well, like what the Moldavite is doing for people. So I totally get the passion. I think you guys do too. If you're watching this video, you would totally get the passion that's coming from Tammy about Moldavite. What do you love about it? Because it sounds like it's a roller coaster ride and all that, but it's like, but you're so passionate to educate and guide people and support people with, and then like sharing your experience. What about Moldavite that have you do this?
I think like now that we start learning more about energy, we go into that feeling. So this feeling, when I have a Moldavite, it just feels like home. It's like another version of me that's talking to me and guiding me, pulling me there. I get a lot of dreams and visions too. Well, the more I work with Moldavite, the more I keep getting these visions like, hey, there's gonna be a goddess academy. People gonna learn karate, like work with the body, mind, and soul to recalibrate to this energy. Enjoy the journey because that's where you're heading. Now you're just piecing the dots, like putting together the dots to get there. But it's already manifested. That version of me is like pulling you there. Now it's like piecing together the pieces. So that's the thing, Moldavite. You will get vision. You start tuning in. It's like a knowing that's pulling you there.
It's like revealing the path, revealing the things that you'll be doing, giving you that guidance. It's like the teacher's teacher.
And there's a lot of synchronicities to the point where it's like, this is really obvious.
Oh, guys, Tammy is like the queen of signs. Whoa, there's the signs, and then she get connected, and then signs just keep popping up. She does, and that's also something I teach people is like signs is where you receive the message. It's only up to you to pay attention to it, and then you start connecting to what it represents. And it's giving you a lot of confirmation or giving you a lot of insights that you may not even know, or you need to know, or it's like there for you to know. So really cool.
Yeah, and I feel like there are high frequency stones, but for me, it's just because my knowledge of working in Moldavia for so long, I noticed these signs coming at an accelerated rate. Whereas like if you didn't pick up the signs yesterday, so here it is again, you didn't see it, here it is again, it keeps showing up so fast where it's like, oh, that's what I need to deal with. That's what I need to clear. All right, done. And it's so fast.
It's like you got mail.
It is all the time.
Just keep sending you messages. Are you getting my text? No, I'm gonna call you. No, I'm gonna send you an email. No.
Like what dimension are you in? Oh, are we in the same dimension?
That's funny.
And it's so refreshing to talk to you just because like I have an outlet to say, hey, Rennie, are you experiencing these glitches? Because I'm experiencing glitches, things are disappearing, reappearing. It's good to have conscious people and clear channels like, hey, I'm experiencing it too. And there's something beyond our understanding that's wanting to come to light.
Yeah. And it's really fun because it's like, going for a really fun ride and you go in there by yourself, you're kind of like, whoa, and then like, oh, who do I get to share this with? When we get connected, I was like, yeah, like, did you see that? Did you like, did this happen? You get to share that with someone. It's just so valuable or invaluable. So,
yeah. Even talking about it, just getting it out, because sometimes I feel like, am I losing my mind? Like those are actual thoughts. It can be terrifying if you don't know what you're experiencing.
So true. Like there are things that we experience like we could not explain, we could not understand, which is like, okay, this is just the ride. I do want to know, what's next for you? What's in the future? Do you do programs or do you do coaching? What is your thing?
So right now I feel like my next phase is going to be coaching for me to build up my channel. A Goddess Academy, and this will be built in Da Nang, Vietnam. Like Moldavite will pull you to where you're meant to go. And when I got to the destination, it just felt like, this is it. This is where it's going to be built. So fast. But when you quiet the mind, you know to tune in. It's like you get these codes and you get these messages. And then there's going to be a goddess movie, which I think this is stepping stone for me, like to start mastering my professional video editing. And eventually I'm going to delegate that. But this is part of the evolution. And coaching. And then I don't know if I'm going to do any more Moldavites. Like the activation for 2 years, it was actually really exciting and fun. And I also feel called to like start teaching because I know so much that people are seeking answers.
Oh, she just traveled out to a different dimension.
Wait, hold on. I can get back in.
So funny. You're still speaking. That's the funny part.
So what's in the future for the Light Goddess? I feel like there was a part of me there was a segment for me for traveling, gridding, and all these locations. I think what's next is for me to work more on the YouTube videos. I can take on students this year, but as we trickle out in the long term, it's going to be mainly teaching to the masses. Moldavite went viral. A lot of people are seeking answers. I think it's very huge in this part of awakening because there's some kind of acceleration that's happening. And this is what I'm talking about, like having visions to their Moldavites.
Wow.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. There's a movie. What I'm really hearing is the mass is calling you. The collective is ready and wanting to have those information. that through your experience, what you channel through, and especially you have grit half of America. I mean, what legend does that? This one right here. You brought all the stones and you did all these rituals, and which is something I took on as well. And I mean, I get what that feels like. It's so much fun when you play with the stone and let them guide you to do all these things. I just love that you already opened up that space for everyone, and offering these stones that has been through the rituals, the activation, really accelerates their life, or have their life be accelerated. And then now coming to teaching even more people through this process. We can't wait to see more video of yours.
It's so much fun. And we just enjoyed it too. Because right now I feel like, oh, okay, there's this whole pandemic thing. It's like money struggles and all that. Like it does show up. And here's the thing too, is like once you go with Moldavite, it's whatever's surrounding around money, career, love, everything that has you hindered, or like it's having you stuck, it's all gonna come up. And Tammy, 3.5 years ago, was miserable in her career. Like I did not want to be there, right? When you're not resonating with something that you're spending a lot of time on, it's like some intuition's pulling you out, but there has to be some kind of wake up call.
Well, okay. Yeah, this is your wake up call if you're watching this.
Yeah, there's no such thing as coincidences, so consider why you're here.
Yep, just the fact that you're watching. So really, really happy and grateful that you come on here and share all the knowledge about Moldavites and your experience on your journey through the past 3 years, or 3.5 years. I don't want to discount the 6 months. Oh my God.
6 months is literally like 10 years of stuff. It happens so fast.
It is. It's happened so fast. I mean, I've been getting more Moldavites in my life as well, and I felt the speed just shifted so much. Velocity is beyond anything I have experienced or encountered so far. So I'm so grateful for you to be here. Thank you for watching. Follow Tammy's channel. She's going to be sharing so much more, teaching you all the ins and outs about Moldavites, and also sharing her own experience as she's rising up to shine her legend lights.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do deeper dive. Me and Rinny have a series on there too. So come over and check Rinny on the other channel too.
I have a whole series over there. So cool. We're gonna talk more like about psychics and abilities and all that over there as well. So, well, I'm so grateful. This legend psychic is here. So we're gonna look forward to see you all next time too. So
bye.
Let's go.